Do you want to sew a new bag today? Then stay tuned for the rest of this video because I'm going to be sharing 9 gorgeous patterns with you that you can sew up right now. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamlyn and this is Sewn on the Tyne, and I'm here today to share 9 brilliant bag patterns with you. In fact, it's 9 more brilliant bag patterns because I did a video like this 2 years ago where I shared 9 brilliant bag patterns with you, and I thought it was about time that I did a follow-up because bag making is such a big thing in the sewing community, particularly at the moment. It seems to have really gained momentum over the last couple of years. So why not bring you 9 more brilliant bag patterns that you can sew up? It's no secret that I love sewing bags. I find it really satisfying. I really enjoy the process. It's different to garment sewing. It taps into different parts of my brain and different parts of my body. I don't know what it is, but I really love sewing up bags. I love that you don't have to worry about fitting, so you know at the end of the process you're going to have a bag that fits you because there is no fitting involved. I also love that you can use smaller pieces of fabric, so you can go into your stash, you can look through your scraps, you can incorporate fabric left over from other projects to put together something really beautiful. I also love that bags are perfect to sew up as gifts. So if you want to make a gift for somebody, a bag is a perfect thing to do because you don't need to ask for measurements. You just need to have a vague idea of the sorts of colours that your recipient would like, but other than that, a bag is just the perfect gift. So yes, I thought, seeing as there's been lots of new bag pattern releases over the last couple of years, I would bring you an updated version of 9 brilliant bag patterns to sew. Now, the first few I have actually sewn up. I think I've sewn up the first 5 out of my list. So I'm going to show you some real life examples as we go through as well. So hopefully that helps you to visualize these bags a little bit better. Let's start with bag number 1, and that is going to be the Mia Messenger bag by BF Patterns. Now, BF Patterns featured in my first video with their absolute cult pattern, the Bestie bag, and yes, I've made a few of those, many more since I filmed that video. So I was really excited when BF Patterns released their new bag pattern, the Mia Messenger bag. So BF Patterns say hello to your new everyday companion, the Mia Messenger bag. Sleek, versatile and effortlessly practical, this bag is designed to keep up with your busy days. It features a secure zipper and optional magnetic snap closure to keep your essentials safe, plus 2 handy front pockets for grab and go convenience. Mia is fully lined with a zippered pocket and optional device pocket, perfectly sized for small laptops or tablets. Finished with a wide, comfy strap, Mia can be worn crossbody or over the shoulder. Your choice, your vibe. And it's aimed at confident beginners. So this is a PDF only pattern. It actually only costs £8, which I think is brilliant. And the version that I sewed up is this one here. So I made it in this beautiful Rifle Paper Company canvas, which I'd had in my stash for a couple of years, and I just thought it was the perfect fabric for this bag. You can see I've added a lovely little label here. You've got your 2 pockets on the front there, as they said, for grab and go convenience. Then you've got this lovely wide strap, which is super comfortable, and I tend to wear it crossbody, but you can just wear it on one shoulder if you wish. The strap comes in 3 different length options. Now, you do need to choose the length of your strap before you make the bag because you can't adjust it afterwards. The way that the bag is constructed, the strap is actually part of the bag, so you can't change that at the end. So it gives you some tips on how to measure yourself for the length of your bag strap. I went for a medium, which was actually bigger than my recommended measurement. I should have gone for a small, but I had the luxury of trying on my friend Rachel's, and her medium size strap was perfect for me, so that's what I went for. But then you've got your zip in the top there, which keeps everything nice and secure. And then inside, I've gone for this really vibrant orange lining. You've got your zip pocket on one side, And then on the other side, you've got your optional device pocket, which I did go for, and that's got a Velcro fastening because you don't want a magnet or anything right next to an electronic device. So it's really roomy, it fits loads in, and I loved the process of making my Mia messenger bag. And I've actually cut another one out in a blue and white striped denim, which I think is going to be really lovely for summer too. So yes, bag number one, the Mia messenger bag. Bag number two on my list then is the new pattern from Sew Over It, and this is the bucket bag. What Sew Over It say on their website is sew a stylish and practical accessory with the bucket bag PDF sewing pattern. Bucket bags are having a moment, and now you can sew your very own with a classic drawstring fastening, a flat base, full lining and a handy inside pocket. This bag is as practical as she is cute. The adjustable straps let you wear it your way, crossbody for busy days or over one shoulder for an effortlessly stylish look. Don't underestimate this little bag, she is deceptively roomy. Thanks to the flat base and tall shape, you can easily fit all of your essentials. Make your bucket bag in anything from cotton canvas to cotton twill or denim. For the lining, use something like a sturdy quilting cotton. Keep it classic with a solid colour or have fun with a bold print. And if you're in the gifting mood, the bucket bag makes a seriously adorable handmade present. I absolutely love this, and I fell in love with this pattern when I watched the Sew Over It YouTube video, which was released as part of the launch of this pattern, and the ladies shared their versions and I just absolutely loved them. So this pattern, like I said, is a PDF pattern. It costs £12 and I have made my own version. Now I've just noticed that some of my stitching has come away, but I'll be able to go in and just correct that. Just put a little few hand stitches in and it'll be fine. So here is my version of the Sew Over It bucket bag. So I used the fabric that I'd sewn a pair of trousers and a shirt up in, so I've made like a full set. So then I thought the bucket bag would be the perfect accessory, and I had the right amount of fabric to be able to make this bag. I think I did have to piece a couple of the bits like the strap and the drawstring, but that was absolutely fine. So you've got a slider here which makes your strap adjustable, as I mentioned, so you can have it long to wear across the body or you can have it shorter to wear on your shoulder. You can see that it is pretty roomy, so it's tall. You've got a flat base on the bottom there, and then you've got your drawstring. You've got your channel that goes round. That's where my stitching's just come away, so I just need to go in and secure that. And then I've lined mine with just a natural coloured cotton. I've popped a label onto my pocket there, and yeah, it is deceptively roomy. I mean, I could probably fit that on my head as a hat, but I'm not going to, so I don't want to mess up my hair. But you can see there that that is a nice roomy bag, and I think that's just going to be perfect for the summer, just for throwing on either with my matching set that I've made, or you know, a nice pair of shorts and a little top. I can throw this bag on. It can hold all of my essentials, my sun cream, my phone, my water bottle, that kind of thing. And it's just really, really lovely. And again, it came together really easily, really quickly, and I loved the process of making that one. Pattern number 3 then is actually going to be quite a complex bag to talk to you about. So I've gone from something quite straightforward, quite simple. This bag pattern is more challenging, but extremely satisfying at the same time. So the pattern that I'm talking about is the Forget Me Not Patterns Zenta Tote. So Forget Me Not Patterns, I've worked with a couple of times before when they've had new patterns launching, and they got in touch to see if I wanted to collaborate again on the launch of their newest pattern, which is the Zenta Tote, which you can see here. So yes, I was delighted to collaborate with them and sew up this pattern to share with you and inspire you, hopefully. The Zenta Tote puts a spin on a basic tote bag with dramatic interlocking box pleats. It's a pattern puzzle designed to delight anyone who appreciates clever pleating techniques. You'll feel so accomplished bringing the folds together. It's easier than it looks and so satisfying. Did we mention the pleated front is made out of only one pattern piece? The rest of the bag is a simple design with rectangular side gussets. It comes complete with facings and linings, as well as an internal pocket for a clean finish to the inside of the bag. With the Zenta Tote, adventurous sewing meets everyday practicality. This is a PDF only pattern and it costs £8, which I think is a great price, and I'm actually going to share a discount code with you at the end of this segment where you can get 20% off, so making it even better value. So as you can see, I made my bag out of 2 different fabrics. You can actually make the whole thing out of 1 fabric, or it gives you instructions on how you can play around with 2 different fabric types to really accentuate that pleated front. If you want to see a couple of other versions of this bag, Sally from Secret Life of a Seamstress and Valerie from What Valerie Makes have also made and shared their versions. So I'll link to their videos in the description box down below, and you can go and check out their versions and see how they've interpreted the pattern. But this is my version here. I made my Zenta Tote out of mainly a black cotton drill. All of these fabrics are from First for Fabrics, by the way. So this is a black cotton drill. Then we've got a black cotton large scale gingham, a black and white cotton. And then my lining fabric is a smaller black and white gingham, which I had in my stash from a long time ago, but it was from First for Fabrics. And then I've got this lovely Time to Shine label on my pocket, which is from Cozy Club Handmade. The instructions for the Zenta Tote, you have written instructions which are really great and really clear, but when it comes to the pleating section, which is actually the first thing that you do in the making of this bag, that section is all instructed via a video tutorial. So there's no written instructions for the pleating or the stitching to secure the pleats down. That is all a video tutorial. I found the video tutorial pretty helpful, to be honest, and there was only a couple of bits where I had to go back and re-watch. It is quite complex what you're doing here, but once it starts to form, it starts to become clear in your head and you really start to understand what's going on. And it got easier and easier as I worked my way down, because you start at the top and then you work your way down. And yeah, like I said, it just becomes easier to form these pleats as you continue on. In the video, I know Valerie mentioned that she struggled with a couple of elements of the video, and I would agree that there are maybe a couple of improvements they could make to that video, and I will feed that back, just in terms of the fabric they used and not being a real clear right and wrong side and that sort of thing. But I did find the instructions perfectly good for me to be able to follow them, and I think I've ended up with a pretty decent pleated tote bag. I mean, I'm sure it's not perfect, but I'm really happy with it, and it's so striking and so unique. It's got really comfortable handles, it sits at a really nice place on the body, it's really roomy inside, and I just think with like a white top and a black pair of trousers or a all black outfit, I think that is just going to look so cool, and I'm really delighted with it. And what I love is it really challenged me, and it sort of challenged a different part of my brain, I guess, to a normal sewing pattern, because it was so unique and such a different way of doing things, and I really enjoyed the challenge. I felt like I was upping my game, up leveling my skills, and I really enjoyed that, rather than just going through the motions all the time. I think it's good to just push ourselves. Delighted with the finished tote bag, and really think it's got a beautiful finish on the outside and the inside. Would definitely make another one. I would be interested in making a lighter coloured one. Sally made hers in like a beige canvas, and it's really beautiful, and I would definitely be interested in making a lighter coloured one. In terms of any tips that I've got, marking everything on is so important. I am not always one for making sure I mark all of the markings on a sewing pattern, but in this case it was super important. And a couple of tools that I use to do my markings. In terms of marking dots, there are lots of dots that you have to mark on the pattern, so I used an awl just to poke through the paper where the dots were so I could get right in the centre. And then I did most of my markings with a water erasable pen, and this is just the Prim one. So I use this because I tend to do a lot of my markings with a heat erasable pen, but because you're doing so much pressing on this, it would have just removed all of the markings that you needed. So I opted for a water erasable pen, and I found that that worked really well. The pattern pieces are bizarre and quite large, and they've got lots of markings on that you need to mark on the right and the wrong side. So different lines on the right and the wrong side and different dots. So just make sure you do all of that at the start. I would suggest watching the tutorial through once and then going back and trying to follow it rather than just trying to follow it right from the outset. I think it's a good idea to kind of be able to see how it all comes together first before you even start. Thoroughly enjoyed having the opportunity to sew this tote bag up. So if you would like to give this sewing pattern a try, then you can get a 20% discount by entering the code Zenta Tamlyn 20 at checkout, and that will get you 20% off the pattern, and you can use that code right up until the end of May. So don't miss out, it's a great discount. The pattern, like I said, is already great value, so an extra 20% off is fantastic, and you can sew yourself up something really unique and really beautiful. Pattern number 4 then is the So Much Space tote bag by Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam, our lovely friend, fellow YouTuber, and just all-round wonderful human. And Sam released this sewing pattern a couple of months back, and it's available as a free download or a pay what you feel, so you can donate to Sam's Ko-fi account, whatever you feel is reasonable or whatever you are able to be able to access this pattern. So the pattern is described as a beginner friendly tote bag with a large front pocket, optional contrasting bottom panel and boxed bottom to create lots of space, hence the name. The version that I sewed up is this black and neon green tote bag. It's got quite a few things in, sorry if it's a bit heavy, but you can see here that you've got your webbing that goes up and over to create your handles. Now I've used wider webbing than the pattern is designed for, but Sam talks you through how to adjust anything that you need to do for a wider webbing. You can see I've gone for a contrast pocket at the front, and that's a lovely roomy pocket. Then you've got your lining on the inside, and it's got lots and lots of spacing, as the name suggests. So this was a really straightforward sew. Sam has got written instructions and also a video tutorial, which is brilliant. I just followed the video tutorial, to be honest, because it was like sewing along with Sam, and I really enjoyed it. And I have used this bag so much since I made it, because it's just so easy to throw everything in, carry it around on my day-to-day errand running. So I absolutely love this pattern. Like you can see here, I made a version which is really unique to me, and I love it. And the fact that you can get this pattern for free if you would like to, then that makes it really accessible to everybody. So thank you so much, Sam, for providing us with this wonderful pattern. Pattern number 5 then, and the final pattern on my list that I have actually made myself, is the Bookthorn backpack and tote by Noodlehead. Now this isn't a new pattern by any means, however I really wanted to share it with you because I have 2 versions and I use them so often. They are such a great day-to-day handbag. So I've made the backpack both times. I haven't actually made the tote, but I love them. They are so useful. So it's described as a zippered top, backpack and tote for everyday use. They both have a front pocket for easy access to smaller items and a flat base. A divided interior pocket keeps everything inside organised. The backpack has adjustable straps and fits tablets, small laptops and or notebooks. So this is actually available as both a PDF and a paper pattern, which is fantastic because I know some people prefer a paper pattern. One thing to note though with the Noodlehead patterns, when you buy the paper pattern, you don't necessarily get all of the pattern pieces. If the pattern piece is just a rectangle, you will be given measurements and you have to draw those out yourself. So if I remember rightly, for the Bookthorn, it might even only be the base that you actually receive a pattern piece for, and you have to draw out all of the other pieces. So that's just a little word of warning. Yes, you get a nice booklet, but you still have to draw out your pattern pieces. This is my first version of the Bookthorn, and like I said, it's the backpack version. You've got your adjustable straps here because you've got your slider, and then you've got it attached on with a D-ring and a swivel clasp. You've got handles at the top there, so you can just actually throw it over your wrist, which I do quite often. You've got your pocket at the front. I often put my sunglasses in that one so I can just grab them when I need them. And then on the inside, you've got 2 divided pockets, which is brilliant, and loads of space. This actually fits in my MacBook, which is brilliant. And then it zips across the top. And this little end of the zip you can either tuck inside or just leave it hanging out. And yeah, this is my first Bookthorn, and I've made another one since then, and I absolutely love them. If you can hear something going on, I've got a water bottle in there with some water. So yes, absolutely love this one. This is made out of a black cotton drill, actually the same cotton drill that this is made out of. So it's a brilliant bag making fabric. This one is made out of it as well. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yes, I love my Bookthorn, and I actually have some fabric lined up to make another one. I've got like fuchsia pink canvas and a really vibrant lining, so I'm excited to make that one. I've come to the realization that all of my bags, or most of my bags, are black, and I need to make some other colors of bag because black doesn't always go with every outfit. So yes, that is my mission. The next few bags that I make are going to be lighter colors. Hold me to that, please. Let's move on to pattern number 6, and this is the first one that I actually haven't sewn up yet, but I do really want to, and I do have the pattern, so it will become a bag that I have at some point. And this is the latest bag pattern from our lovely Adam Sews, and it's called the Linda Purse. I've seen so many beautiful versions of this pattern on Instagram, and I've actually seen one in real life because Ruan tested it for Adam and made the most gorgeous animal print version. So the Linda Purse is described as a versatile handbag slash mini duffel bag to hold all that you could want for a day or night out. It features an internal zip pocket and internal slip pocket. And your finished bag is approximately 12 inches wide, 6 inches deep and 9 inches tall, just to give you an idea of the size. I love this, and obviously Adam's versions are really beautifully colourful, using lots of gorgeous tulip pink fabrics. But like I said, Ruan has made this really gorgeous animal print denim version, and yeah, absolutely perfect. I love the shape of this, and obviously love supporting Adam and his business. So if you fancy making the Linda Purse, then do go and purchase it following the link in the description box down below. Adam just keeps coming out with gorgeous patterns all the time. He's a very clever man, that Adam. Pattern number 7 that I wanted to talk about is another one I haven't made but I do own, and it's the Orbit bag by Helen's Closet. Not a new pattern. This pattern was released a couple of years ago now, but I really wanted to talk to you about it because it's so cute. I really love it, and there's so much scope for personalizing this bag. It's described as your perfect everyday grab and go bag. It's a circular shape, which is really cute, and it holds more than you think. Wallet, phone, keys, snacks, everything you need. It can be made quite fancy with a star on the front and stripes on the back. So it's made for quilting. This was, I think, released at around the time that Helen launched her quilting patterns business as well. So it was like her dipping her toe into the quilting pattern world. So yeah, you can have fun with a lovely quilted star design, or you can do something a little bit more plain. Both versions of the bag are still quilted, but you can just go for simple lines on view B, or you can go for something a bit more decorative, which is view A. Orbit includes an exterior pocket, an interior pocket, a zip closure, and a long fabric strap. Strap hardware can be optionally added if you want to make your strap adjustable, or whatever you want, you can add those things in. So yes, I really love this bag pattern, and I bought it as soon as it came out, and I just haven't got round to sewing it up yet. So it's definitely high on my list. This one is a PDF only pattern, but again, this one would be a perfect scrap buster, especially if you're doing the star design and then the stripes on the back. You could really use up lots of tiny little scraps for this bag. We are getting there. Bag number 8 on the list is a bag from Talia's Threads. Talia has these gorgeous wave bag designs, so she's got a few different ones, and the one that I was going to talk to you about today is the Wavelength Bag. So it has this beautiful bound wave edge to it, which is just really striking. And again, I've seen some beautiful versions of this. This is a PDF only pattern. It's available via Etsy. It says the Wavelength Bag has wave shaped seams finished with exposed bias tape. While it may look complicated, the construction is straightforward, making it a great project for confident beginners. The tight curves require careful sewing, but with patience, they're not difficult. It comes in 2 different sizes and includes an optional welt zipper pocket that can be added to either the interior or exterior. The bag is fully lined with bias-bound seams for durability. The shoulder strap is grown onto the gusset and is not adjustable, so similar to the Mia Messenger bag, but an optional strap extension is included so it can be converted into a crossbody, which is really cool. This design doesn't require any hardware or webbing, making it easy to construct with basic sewing supplies. So you're not going to need to order or buy anything extra in. As long as you've got a zip and some binding, although you can make binding out of fabric, then you're good to go. The pattern works well with a variety of fabrics such as cotton canvas, denim and twill. There's lots of different skills that you'll learn making this pattern, and I just think again it's a really striking, unique design. So similar to the Zenta Tote, it's something really unique that I haven't really seen anywhere else before, and you could really have fun with a vibrant binding. I think I've seen a couple of versions where people have used like a neon coloured binding and it just looks amazing. So yes, I wanted to share the Wavelength bag with you. And the 9th and final pattern that I want to share with you today is a brand new sewing pattern release from Luke, who was the winner of the Great British Sewing Bee last year. So I've been really excited to see Luke's designs. They've been teasing them on Instagram for a while now, and I actually pattern tested their hat, which was a really fun experience and I really enjoyed it. The Painter's Tote is their bag pattern and I absolutely love this design. It's described as the ultimate carry-all for on the move, with 8 pockets, which is great. It's built for storage, perfect for organising supplies or whatever else you need to get through the day. The layered construction makes it ideal for playing with colour, pattern and contrast fabrics. It's fully lined with straps to sit comfortably over the shoulder and comes together as a simple, satisfying sew. Try it in a canvas, denim or cotton twill for a tote that's ready for everyday use. It's perfect for beginners because it's really straightforward. You're going to need around 1.5 meters of outer fabric and 0.5 meters of lining fabric. But again, this is one where you could play with scraps and different pieces and piece your bag together. I love the size of this bag, and I'm actually thinking if I've got time that I'd like to make this as a beach bag for holiday. I think that would be perfect because it's so roomy, you could fit your towel and everything in there. So this is a PDF pattern, it's priced at £8, which is great value, and I just really love this. I think it's a great design and it looks like it'll sew up really quickly, a really straightforward sew. So you've got the version that Luke has on their website, but then another version which I've seen which I absolutely love is by Sam, so Let's Sparkle with Sam, who made a really vibrant and bold version. So I'll share an image of that and you can see how 2 different people have come up with 2 different versions of that bag and made them really their own, which is just brilliant and what I love so much about sewing. I hope you've enjoyed seeing 9 more brilliant bag patterns which you can download and sew today and keep for yourself, give to a loved one, whatever you want to do. If you've sewn up any of these bag patterns and you have any thoughts to share, do let me know down below, or let me know which of these bag patterns you are most looking forward to sewing up. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, I would love it if you could join us here. And if you've enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're all doing really well and I'll see you again soon in my next video. Happy sewing. Bye.